Well, hey, we're here at the Surf Heritage Foundation Hobie Innovation Exhibition, and I'm with Jake Schwaner. Schwaner, is that how I
Schwaner.
Schwaner, that's close, huh?
That's close, we tried.
And you and Mark Christie have been pretty much involved in the retail side of it. You guys have done a great job, I'm telling you. I mean, I can remember going to the early shop, the retail shop, and that's where we bought our OPs.
Right.
You know, there was the only place to buy them was that we go to a Hobie shop where we could run into all the luminaries. So tell us more about what's been going on with you guys and the growth of the Hobie retail stores.
With retail, I've seen retail starting because I was in Aspen, Colorado for a long time, and then in Lake Tahoe, and then I met Dick Metz through my father-in-law and ended up going over to Hawaii. So I started with Hobie actually in Hawaii back in 1985.
Wow.
1985, and we had 6 stores in Maui and 7 in California. So I started over there, and I was with them for 7 years, and then the ownership changed, left for 7, then came back under Mark Christie. Mark Christie bought the company in 1996, and he needed someone to come up and run the retail stores, and so I said, absolutely. I was living in Carlsbad at the time, and my wife and I, Tori Schwaner, has been with Hobie since 1978. So
I was just going to say, she's been here a long time too.
Since 1978. So Mark needed someone to run it, and so I said, absolutely, we're coming.
And there's been some great growth, maybe not so many in the stores, but just your presentation, the Hobie presentation, and it's stayed roots where people that come there, it's near the beaches, we get to come in, we got our sand on our feet, and you're dealing with the people. You're not a mall situation, you're kind of the roots, the grassroots of it, which is something that's really special nowadays, you know. It's important to make a buck, but
right.
It's also important to keep your identity.
Right, and for us it's really easy because, I mean, Hobie to us is innovation. He was the first. So for us, it's innovation, it's quality, it's authenticity, and you know, and it's all about family. Hobie's always been a family surf shop, if you will. I mean, we cater to families. We cater to not just people who surf, but people who SUP, body surf, bodyboard, anything that has to do in the water.
Well, you guys have really expanded the brands to where you show them in the shops now, and I think you guys have been on the leading edge of creativity for SUPs, paddleboards, surfboards, all of those great things. And then we come here to the exhibition and see what else Hobie's done.
It's just amazing what you see out there. All the people out here are here to show their respects to Hobie.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
I mean, he's made a big difference in the whole surfing community. And when we say surfing, we're talking about a multitude of different disciplines that go along with it. But his creativity is really pretty special. And as an individual, what would you classify him as? One of those special kind of guys?
Hobie?
Yeah.
He is, to me, he's it. I mean, he's everything that, he's pure. He based his philosophy off, again, quality, innovation, attention to detail, and most importantly to the customer. I mean, he's always been very attentive to the customer. He understands what customers need, and that then has carried on into retail because that's what we do. Right. We put the customer first, and we provide him with the customer experience and just service and the overall feeling of a beach lifestyle.
Well, I've been involved with Hobie a bit, and all I can say is that you guys really do treat people the right way, and Hobie Sports, basically he was the first shop to really do a mix of retail and surfboards, you know?
Yeah, that's an interesting story too, because I know that that first surf shop opened in 1954, and that was opened up by Dick Metz and Hobie, and Dick Metz was the retailer and Hobie was the innovator, and I always remember a great story that Jeff Wetmore told me, and Jeff Wetmore is the gentleman who started Action Sports Retail.
Right.
He told me one day when we were sitting down talking that he came down to Dick Metz's store, the first surf shop, and walked in there, and because in surf shops back then, you'd walk in, you'd just see surfboards. He walked in and he noticed that Dick had put the surfboards in the back, and he moved some board shorts and t-shirts up front. And when he walked into our store, the light bulb went off, and he said, there's something going on here. And to me, that was a great story. And from there, that was the birth of action sports.
Yeah, and
Starting right there.
pretty much. I mean, I was at Jacobs back in the 50s,
Yeah.
50s and 60s, and we sold T-shirts at best, and a lot of surfboards, and they were $75 and $1 for sales tax. But when we wanted something, we drove down to see Hobie because it wasn't the crossover was there. There was always that good spirit. If you were part of the surfing community, you could go anywhere. And I mean, Hobie and his wife Sharon at that time were just great friends too. So
Yeah, if you look at all the brands that started, like Quicksilver and Gotcha, all of them, that was the first story. I mean, you remember the story of Bob McKnight and his Volkswagen coming down and dropping off 25 pairs of board shorts to Dick in his store.
right.
Sells them in a weekend. He comes back, they're sold. Okay, something's going on here. And now there's Quicksilver and this whole industry that we're involved in. It's a lot of history and a lot of good story.
Well, all I can tell you is thank you for your time here, Jake. And,
Thank you, Henry.
Thanks for being such a great supporter of Hobie. And